Busitema University Sam Awori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild president is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotary Sam Awori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild president is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Sam Awori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild president is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Sam Awori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild president is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Sam Awori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges,
Is everything okay?
Yeah. Please help him with the time. Okay. Thank you.
So guys, when I do this, your time is up. When I do this, you have 2 minutes. Okay. You agree? When I do this, your time is up. Good.
By the is YouTube also okay? Is it? I'm really going to use all these platforms because me I have here. This is X. I can access X and maybe YouTube. So he's going to read comments from the TikTok.
You use those two. Use those two. Use those two.
I just use that one. Started. Good evening, Busitema University fraternity. Tonight is the night that Busitema University makes it right. So here today, we have the presidential candidates for Busitema University. And for context, Busitema University is a public university located in the eastern region of Uganda, and it specializes in science, technology, engineering disciplines. It's a multi-campus university with its main campus located at Busitema. So here today, we have the candidates that are vying for the topmost guild position of Busitema University. We have 3 candidates right here. Shortly after here, they'll be introducing themselves to us and telling us why they feel we should vote for them come 31st or 1st of April. So, ladies and gentlemen, Busitema makes it right with the light that these candidates are going to shed to us in tonight's debate. With their debates and dreams, we shall see which teams got the might. Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen closely so that we can cast our votes right. So it doesn't matter if there is no light, but how tight you debate in tonight's debate. Ladies and gentlemen, you can catch us live on the YouTube channel, Busitema University Nagongera. You can also catch us on the X handle, Busitema University Electoral Commission. We are also live on the TikTok account, live at Busitema University and BU Presidential Debate. My name is Iramo Alice Elizabeth, and I'll be the moderator for tonight's debate. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we shall get right into the heart of the matter. I hope the candidates are doing well. Are you in good spirits?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the smiles. Good to have you in tonight's debate.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay. So, first and foremost, would like to introduce yourselves. You should give us maybe your name, a brief history about you, and the relevant experience that each of you carries. In 5 minutes each, in no particular order, maybe I can start with the most immediate neighbor. 5 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Alice, for giving me an opportunity. Good evening, the gallant intellectuals of Busitema University, and those who are catching us live from Namasagali, Palisa, Arapai, Kabangasi, Mbale, Nagongera, main campus, and all people who are live this evening. I'm so excited and yet humbled that I'm addressing you today. My name is Kotaki William, a 4th-year medical student pursuing Bachelor's of Medicine and Bachelor's of Surgery from this mighty university at Mbale campus. I have served this university in various capacities, and currently I am the outgoing male faculty representative on Mbale campus. I've also had chance to serve in church leadership at my campus, heading the Seventh Adventist Church for about 2 terms. So I take this opportunity again to thank the 16th EC for giving us an opportunity to tell our fellow comrades on what I think I can be able to do for Busitema University if given chance. I also want to thank the management of Busitema University, the management of this virtual studio, and the collaboration that they have had with Cyber School for making this a success. I'm looking forward for a healthy debate. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. I could call you His Excellency, all of you, for now, because we do not know who wins anyway. And also, having the courage to step in, you deserve the title. For this debate, I'll present you guys as His Excellencies. Hope it's okay. Yeah, so that even though you don't get to win, you've been referred to as a president. Yeah. So on to the next.
Okay, thank you so very much, moderator. My name is Kamara Onesimus. I'm a student of Busitema University, Faculty of Engineering and Technology. I'm a student pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Water Resources Engineering. I'm an aspirant like the way my colleagues are here, and we are here to share and articulate ideas for the students of Busitema University to come and understand the person or the guild president that they are going to have in the 16th guild government. Kamara Onesimus is a student's choice and a student leader who is moving with the New Bold Students movement that is aimed at redefining the Students Guild of Busitema University. We are driven by a mandate that is abbreviated by a AAA, that is articulate, advocate, and finally act. I'm very much confident, and I believe once I'm given an opportunity to serve in the office of the guild president, I can ably represent the students of Busitema University. The other side of Busitema main campus, I have served the students of Busitema in the capacity of a class coordinator. I have also served in the capacity of the RCC, where I was appointed for a period of 3 months, and I believe during that period I interacted with as many students as possible. I interacted with that office, and I believe I understand clearly what it takes to serve the students of Busitema University. I'm here to thank the students of Busitema University, the 180 students who signed on my secondary forms such that I get nominated. I appreciate you, and I say bravo to you, all of you. And here we are still moving in our 7 faculties. We are still advocating and agitating to allow Kamara Onesimus to become your next guild president. Thank you so very much.
Okay, thank you very much, His Excellency Onesimus Kamara. So we shall have our next candidate present himself. You're most welcome, sir.
Welcome, please. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Yeah, my name is Nwamanya Daniel, for students, by students, with students. Nwamanya Daniel has been in the West and is called Nwamanya. He has been in the East and is called Eminat. He has been in Central and is called Chambade. That one shows that Nwamanya Daniel has dealt with students of great diversity, and for that matter, therefore, he has shared and has associated with them, meaning he knows and he has great knowledge about their concerns and interests. So we are here, and I'm here to give a proper justification as to why I would like to be your leader as the guild president 2025-2026. Nwamanya Daniel has been a treasurer for Busitema University Western Uganda Students Association. Through that position, I have been able to do what you call transparency and fairness in action. When it comes to the issues dealing with money, Nwamanya Daniel is always a person of justice and equality when it comes to resource allocation. Nwamanya Daniel has been a coordinator, that is the district coordinator for the youth. Nwamanya Daniel, since he's a youth and likes associating with very many of them, he has been able to develop what you call, we would develop what you call the B3 legacy. That was the student initiative group that we formed when we were in high school, and it still stands. And I was the founder, and for that matter, therefore, I'm called the president of the B3 legacy, which started in 2019. Up to now, it is still running. So Nwamanya Daniel here is the leader of the United Student Front, whereby we have combined, yes please. We have combined very many...
2 minutes.
Okay, please. Thank you very much. We have combined very many ideas. We have shared very many students so that we can see what is concerning them, and I'm here so that we can address their issues and their concerns. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for those beautiful introductory remarks. Ladies and gentlemen that are watching us online, like I said, with their debates and dreams, we shall see which teams got the might, so we can choose right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll remind you to catch us live on our YouTube channel, Busitema University Nagongera. Also catch us on our TikTok channels, live at Busitema University and BU Presidential Debate. Those are our TikTok accounts. You can also catch us on X, on our X handle, which is BU Elect, at BU Elect. So you'll be posting your questions as the debate goes on. At a later time, we shall be catching up, getting them, and we shall be asking the candidates. You could also ask a particular candidate a particular question, or it can as well be a general question. Let's dive into the heart of the matter now. So, our candidates, why are you vying for the university's top guild position? What makes you think you're the best suited candidate for this? I will start with His Excellency Daniel Nwak.
Thank you very much, madam, for that question, and it has been received with thanks.
You have
Yeah.
10 minutes to answer that.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, Nomanya Daniel, who was inspired and is motivated, is coming for the post of the guild president due to the need to amplify the voices of the students of Busitema University. It is crystal clear that we, the students of Busitema University, we have lacked someone to listen to our issues. Because I believe that for the problem to be solved, then it must be shared. So I am here so that I can become the pleader for the students of Busitema University. And for that matter, therefore, we developed our manifesto, which is called the 6-point agenda. This one is a subset of the issues which we have collected when we are moving around each and every faculty. Those are the 6 faculties we are having: Mbale, Palisa, Namasagari, Nagongera, Arapai. We moved around doing what we call a consultative and awareness tour. And we found out that it is really sure the students have very many challenges that they need to be done addressed. And the first one, in our 6-point agenda, it is called FAWES. We formed it and it is arranged in form of FAWES, whereby F stands for the finance and mobilization, A stands for academics and cultural activities, and W stands for the welfare of students, S stands for socialization, S stands for safety and security of students, and A stands for academics and cultural activities. So friends, we are beginning with effective presentation. I believe that a problem shared is a problem halfway solved. Once you have solved anybody's problem, you should first listen to him or her, and then you can know the pain he or she is undergoing through. We have lacked that. There is a very big gap between the students' guild and the students, meaning that the guild itself does not listen to the students so that they can hear our issues, so that we can be heard and our voices can be amplified. And how shall we address that issue? We are looking ahead of organizing what we call campus assemblies and hall meetings. Using the transport allowances given to the guild, we shall be visiting each and every campus so that we conduct those hall meetings and campus assemblies to listen to the students' issues and their concerns. And in doing so, we are bringing the concept of inclusivity, because their students will be able to raise up the issues. They say no, why, when, and how. And we have lacked that. No one is there to answer for us how, when, what, and why is it like that. So that's what we shall be addressing in conducting campus assemblies and hall meetings. We are looking at the concept of accountability and finance mobilization. There is a very big gap between the guild and the students, in a way that we, the students, we can never access what is happening in the guild. Even the money that is being used by the guild, it is the money for students, because at least we pay 30,000 as the guild fee every year, of which that money is for students, should be brought back to the students in terms of projects. But whereas the guild will make a budget, and we, the students, shall never access that budget and shall never know what they are planning for us. We are just acting as a recipient. So for that matter, therefore, we are looking ahead of how we can put Busitema University Guild Budget Day, whereby we shall be reading the budget to the students and they know the proper allocation of resources and funds, because it is their money and therefore they are supposed to be accountable to those students. Friends, we are looking at releasing what we call the financial reports, that is per semester. We shall be releasing financial reports showing the progress of the project, or like how are the projects progressing. If we had allocated like funds maybe for improving the Wi-Fi, funds for improving the welfare of students in terms of maybe places of inconvenience and what, we should be releasing those financial reports showing the progress of the work on the ground. In that way, we shall bring in the idea of inclusivity still, and students shall feel that they are part of this Busitema University, and we shall feel the ownership. Friends, when the accountability is very good, when the accountability is okay, be assured that the welfare shall increase, because welfare is what matters most. If you have health, you have wealth. You can't go to class to read, or you can't attend any lecture if your health is not doing well. And we have moved each and every faculty. We have realized that the welfare of students in different faculties is not doing well. It is really alarming. And looking at how we can work hand in hand together with the administration, together with students, so that we can see how that welfare is done, what is improved. Me, I believe in collaboration, negotiation, and advocacy, because I believe that it is peace that removes war, but not war removing war. Peace removes war, and that's what we shall be doing with collaboration, advocacy, and dialogue with the admins and the students. We are looking at the concept of academics and co-curricular activities. We are moved around in each and every faculty and realize that we are lacking enough academic resources in terms of teaching and learning materials. In doing so, we are looking at how we can advocate, how we can sit with the admins, and we see how can we work on the academics for students. If you go to Wi-Fi, because right now we are embracing what we call new technology, we are embracing improved internet service so that we can access our lectures online. But the Wi-Fi is not doing well if you are to move around. We are looking at how we can expand the Wi-Fi points and how we can expand the bandwidth of the Wi-Fi so that students can access the online lectures, they can make research with ease without using too much energy and moving up and down. Friends, when I talk on the safety and security, we have had very many security-related issues. We have had rampant theft in different faculties, whereby students are robbed of their property, students are beaten up by the unknown people in the campus premises, but those security-related issues, they are not being followed up. So looking on how we can bring the administration on board, on how we can improve our security in different campuses. It can be in terms of lighting, it can be in terms of recruiting more security personnel, so that we, the students, were feeling safe when you're at campus. I believe most of us read at night, up to like trans night sometimes. But you can read, if you can read well, if you know that you are in a safe place, and that's what we need so that we can exercise our academics and we pursue excellence from Busitema University. We're also looking at the point of socialization. Socialization here, we actually tell my friends that an early bird catches an early worm, but a connected bird slept with the worm. What does it imply? By the time you finish university, you should either have results or connections. And we get connections through socializing with friends. We want to bring in the idea of co-curricular activities and very many events that can bring the students of Busitema University together, whereby we should be taking part, we socialize with one another, we bring what we call interconnectedness. And that one can be inter-campus games when they are improved, it can be inter-association games when they are also improved, and also doing what we call facilitation of such events. By doing so, we shall have promoted unity, we shall have promoted oneness, we shall have promoted strength and unity among students. By doing so, we have friends and we have connections. So as I wrap up, I want to tell fellow students that there is sunshine after rain. We must keep moving, we must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. And if you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, we must keep moving. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, His Excellency. Is it Daniel Emmanuel? Daniel Luamanya.
Yes, please.
Thank you for that very beautiful package of ideas. We shall get to ask you a lot as we go further. For now, allow me give His Excellency William Kotaki. I saw some Ruto somewhere. William Ruto, is it your name or it's just something that you attached for the campaign?
No, Ruto is a name that was given to me by my supporters when I was running for male faculty representative,
Okay.
because at that time, William Ruto, His Excellency of Kenya, was winning and I was also winning, so I was given an opportunity to hold that name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, let's dive into your manifesto.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Alice, for giving me another opportunity. Now, as we came up with an idea of aspiring for the big office, we were able to do consultative meetings in all the 7 campuses, and we came up with ideas. We realized that every campus had its unique challenges, but there were those integral challenges that we came up with. And in summary, we came up with 6 of them. I want to first summarize them, and then I'll be able to dive into them. One, when we moved around, we realized that each campus actually was taken as if it is an independent university. You find people in Arapai, it's like they are Arapai, and yet we are one Busitema University. So we came up with an idea that why don't we build solidarity in diversity? We are multi-campus, but we can be together. That's why we came up with our slogan that we are building solidarity in diversity. We also realized issues concerning issues of welfare and security. We had issues whereby we felt like some campuses were not included in resource distribution. Then we have an issue of the 60% tuition policy that we feel it should be handled with care, because we found out that in many campuses, in fact all of them, there was something biting around tuition. Then there was also decentralizing of some powers, having realized that we are multi-campuses, and you find that in some incidences, a student has to be linked to the main campus, whereby they don't get they don't get help in real time. And then we realized that our university is not visible as it should be. So we have an agenda of visibility of our university. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me dive into one of the agenda that we are on for the interest of time, but I will be catching up with others. Now, we had a challenge. We noted as we are moving around that there was an increased number of suspensions and expulsion of students semester after semester. And we realized that this one is affecting almost every other student in every campus. Case in point, in Bale campus, in 2023, we had 2 students who were warned. In 2024, we had 6 students who were warned. When we went to Namasagari, we found out that over 10 students were suspended. In Arapai, over 20 were also suspended. And cumulatively, we realized that over 50 students have been suspended. Then we said the reason. What's the reason? We found out that these students were having issues with tuition. Some of them, they had not completed tuition. And you know we have a very harsh tuition policy of 0 balance. And these students, some of them were lured to make to forge exam cards. And once the time they got them, they were expelled, which is okay because that is what the guidelines say. But expelling students or suspending them could not help. That's why we say that what can we do? We say that we have to find a solution about that. And also, there's a report which came in the new vision, that's in 2023. There are about 38% of college students, they drop out because of financial challenges. And this one also can be evidenced. If you look around all the campuses, people who graduate, if they have admitted like 100 students, you find that by the time people finish the course, there may be like 90 or 80. Where do they go? You find that most of them, they have challenges about tuition. Then that also brings about stress. In fact, if you witness around exam time, most students, you know our university, the highest population of students, they are private students. But there is a lot of tension, stress, depression, and mental issues because they have not completed the tuition, the exams are near, and the policy says you have to have zero balance. And that pain and stress does not only end on these students, it trickles down to our parents and guardians who support us. So amidst all these challenges about the tuition issue, we are proposing that at least let's have a 60% tuition policy, that every student can be given a minimum requirement that they can sit for their exams. And once they sit for the exam, the balance can be paid as they go on. If he is a finalist student, can they sit for exams and we find another way? And this thing, being a private student, I've witnessed the whole of it. Just last semester, my classmate, we studied with him from year 1 to year 3. I'm now in year 4. He was denied an exam just because he has an issue with tuition. And know what? He's going to do it next year, which means his course of 5 years, he's going to extend it for another year. So this tuition policy, we have realized that it is proven to be working in Makerere University. And we as Busitema University, we know that there are many things that we have been benchmarking from Busitema University, from Makerere University. Even our e-voting, we have been benchmarking from there. So I believe that if the students give me the mandate to be their guild president, we want to push for this, that every student can be given a chance to sit for an exam, even though they have not completed the tuition. We are not saying that students should study for free, but if someone has paid some money, they should be allowed to do that. I've seen cases in Palisa. I was there the other day. Someone was denied an exam because they have a balance of 300,000. Even 50,000 people have been having that. So I believe that if we push for this one, the joy that we are going to bring to our parents, even to ourselves, even these stress issues, they are going to be no more. Another issue about visibility of our university. You realize that we students, we can be at university up to the year end without us doing something for the community. What do we want to do? I want us students of Busitema University, if given the chance, that at least we make some community engagements. The case in point, we have a medical school which is very powerful, producing one of the best doctors in Uganda, but we have not had a university organized outreach or a medical camp. Imagine if we did it in all the districts that hold our things. Then lastly, visibility also. If we can come together, and at least all of us in Busitema University, maybe we say a Busitema Day, and we donate blood just to serve our hospitals where mothers and children are dying. It can help for people to know about us. Then about the decentralization of powers, you realize that during exams, when there is any clearance in the peripheral campuses, they refer us to call maybe the academic registrar at main campus. These students, some of them, they have never seen her, or they saw her when they are picking the admission. Just imagine giving a call for a person who has never seen you, who has never known you, that you want help during that critical moment. We want our deans and ARs to be given the mandate that they can clear these students because they know them. Because a call, sometimes the call is not on. So if we do this, we shall relieve the tension, we shall relieve the stress that the students go through during that time. Then about student welfare and security, you realize that we have so many issues about welfare. We have issues about infrastructure, we have issues about health. You find that people pay money for health, but they can hardly access better health services. So I believe that if students give me the mandate, I'm going to be able to move this agenda, that we can have the Busitema that we want, that every person feels comfortable to study at. So thank you very much for that. May God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much for that full package. We shall get to engage on your discussion at a later time. For
Thank
now,
you.
let us give His Excellency Kamara Onesmus to fill us in. Give us your manifesto. We're so excited to hear that.
Thank you so very much once again, Madam Moderator. Kamara Onesmus is back here again, the student leader, the student choice, and the vein of action. Still, the mandate is very clear: advocate, articulate, and finally act. This one brings us to the 6 dogma pillars that we are bringing in as the new bold students movement that is aimed basically at redefining the Students Guild of Busitema University, given the fact that we are moving with a slogan, redefining the trajectory. We have been having some questions about this slogan, and this is the right time for us to engage and explain to students what it means by redefining the trajectory. We as the New Bold Students Movement, we have sat down and analyzed it over time, how students normally counter-engage with the guild president's office that they normally have, and we have come to realize that the majority of the students have totally lost hope in the office of the guild president, because we come and we give amusing statements, we come and we promise them what we cannot do, and by the end of the day, you find that the students are totally disappointed. We are here to redefine the trajectory, the angle in which students view their students' guild, and they come to believe that they can have the office of the guild president that works perfectly for them and listens to their voices. The 6 dogma pillars that we are having as the New Bold Students Movement, we have empowerment of the Students Guild, we have the issue of tuition policies, we also have the issue of infrastructure development, we have the issue of scholarships and sponsorships, then we also have the issue of the tangible existence of guild structures. And by the end of the day, all this that amounts to one major goal that we are having as building equal potentials for all the 7 campuses that we are having in Busitema University. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild president is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawari, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild president is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawari, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild president is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawari, and BUTV.
Those are people outside watching.
Remember? Okay, welcome back from that interlude. Though we didn't tell you prior to it, we are going to have interludes after every 30 minutes. So we come back. Sorry for cutting you short, His Excellency Kamara Nismas. Hope we didn't disorient you. You're good to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome back from the interlude that we have had. But we are still articulating about the issue of empowerment of the guild, given the fact that we have governing tools that guide us as the student leaders who normally come in to lead the students of Busitema University and also other governing bodies. When we look at the issue of the guild that we are having, the Students Guild, being enacted and established by section 69 of the University and Tertiary Institutions Act, following the statutes of Busitema University, we come to look at how the guild is normally supposed to operate. When you read Article 3 of the Guild Constitution, which basically talks about the purpose of the Guild, which is aimed to seek, promote and protect the interests of its members. But when you look at the issue of how the Guild is quite empowered in Busitema University, it's quite a bit alarming, and that's why normally sometimes we quite have issues that are brought about, but then they are not discussed and they don't reach the relevant authorities. When you look at the IGRC meetings that we normally hold as the Students' Guild, sometimes they are never productive at all. You find that in those meetings, the only things that we discuss about are only budgets. But then we must have the policies that we discuss at this level. And from this point of view, we have to move the policies from the IGRC, then they reach the relevant authorities. So if the empowerment of the Guild is still down, then probably we are not going to have effective results. When you also still look at the same point, we have had student leaders fighting each other once they assume office. When we look at the 3 subsequent Guild governments that we have had, we quite often have issues. You find the speaker is fighting the Guild president, a student leader so and so is fighting the other one, and by the end of the day, you find that we are not productive enough as student leaders. You find that we are entangled on those internal fights that we are having, and we are not serving the interests of the people that we are supposed to lead. But here I am as Kamara Onesimus, who has a strong belief in dialogue and bringing students together, who is very much willing to serve in the office of the Guild president, so that we can organize the Students' Guild to make sure that the students come to understand we work and we serve for them. We are not here to look for jobs in the Students' Guild. We are here to serve students of Busitema University. When we look at the second point about the issue of tuition policies, when we talk about tuition policies, it is something that normally comes to our understanding, and we ask ourselves what is encompassed within these tuition policies. When we look at the first policy about tuition, we have the late enrollment policy, we have the late registration policy, then still in the same policy, the same tuition policies, we have the zero fees payment policy. These are 3 policies that we believe as student leaders that if they are working consecutively and there are 3 of them, it is quite unfair for students. Why do we need to have these 3 consecutive unfair policies that are all about the issues of finances? I normally tell students that I interact with and tell them, me as Kamara Onesimus, I might have a challenge of 100,000 in my own capacity. Then there is that student who is going to have a challenge of 1,000 in their own capacity. We have a person who is going to have a challenge of 100 million in their own capacity. But how do we strike a balance to bring all these students closer to work together and they achieve the common cause? Ladies and gentlemen, when we look at those issues of tuition policies and the rate of dropouts that we're having in Busitema University, not necessarily looking at the students who are chased out of the university, but the rate of dropout of Busitema University, it is quite alarming, and it has to bring to us the attention of the student leaders to seek a redress, and we see what normally happens. I appreciate the fact that my brother has a very nice initiative, but then by the end of the day, we look at the mode of which we are going to approach these policies to make sure that they become effective, and how sustainable are they to help even the students that come after us. And that's why the New Bold Students Movement is coming in with 3 options. The first option is the initiation of the Student Trust Fund. We have quite often heard about this initiation of the Student Trust Fund, but we as the student leaders, we don't follow up in the relevant processes to make sure that it happens. The Student Trust Fund works in a point that we have to lobby for resources, we have to move, and given the mandate that is provided for in the Guild Constitution as the Guild President, Article 4, Section 5, that gives me a mandate in liaison with the Office of the Dean of Students and the Vice Chancellor. I'm given a mandate as a Guild President to move to the government or else any relevant bodies to seek support in effects that affect the Students' Guild. We are here to say that we are going to organize public lectures which act as a fundraising. Then we also have a convocation desk in liaison with the Office of the Academic Registrar. We have produced people from Busitema University whom we believe they are working in those top government organizations. They can lobby for us resources. We have these resources put in a docket that we have organized as the Student Trust Fund, and we also intend to have the academic registrar being the head of this initiative. By the end of the day, once a student has reached that final point of not clearing tuition, then he can apply to the Students' Guild Council. They analyze the situation of a student. Then by the end of the day, we bail that student out. And that's what we are bringing in as the New Bold Students Movement. The second thing, the second alternative is the student work policy. The student work policy, as stipulated by we were once interacting with the Vice Chancellor and he talked about it. But then we are saying if the university is having some of the activities that the students are willing to do, why don't we incorporate these students to make sure that by the end of the day they render a certain service to the university, and also the university pays back in the form of maybe tuition. At least it can cover a significant percentage for them as far as tuition is concerned. Then we also look at the next issue about the capitation grant that is always provided.
You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. When we look at the issue of the capitation grant that we normally have as the Students' Guild, when we look at Arapai campus, in Arapai campus we have a poultry house. How best can we engage? If we have the capital grant that is provided to us, let's say 30 million, why don't we invest in this poultry house? We operationalize it. Then the students of Arapai campus be the same students to operate and work around that poultry farm. In one way or the other, we shall be harnessing skills for them. Then in another way, we are going to generate more income, because by the end of the day, we have to sell this chicken off, and we also generate more income for the what? For the Students' Guild, and possibly allocate some amount to go to the Student Trust Fund to make sure that the students also benefit from it. Of course, we are having a lot of issues that we need to discuss about issues of infrastructure development, issues of partnerships and tangible existence of guild structures. But as time goes on, let us trust Kamara Onesimus, because he is bold and articulate enough to represent the students of Busitema University once he is given a chance to serve in the office of the guild president. Thank you so much for listening to Kamara Onesimus, your student leader and the student's choice. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, all our 3 candidates vying for Busitema University's top most guild position have presented their views to us. So the onus is on us. Which candidate shall we give the might to serve as the next guild president of Busitema University 2025-2026? You can catch us live on our YouTube channel, Busitema University Nagongera. I'll keep repeating these. You can ask your questions there. We shall be reading them out to the candidates. You could ask to a particular candidate or a general question. Also catch us on our X page. The handle is @BUElect. We also live on TikTok. You can get us at live at Busitema University. That's the account. And also another account, BU Presidential Debate on TikTok. So thank you very much for your very beautifully packaged points. We've heard, we've listened, and the candidates, believe me, you're all doing so amazing. Breathe in, relax, you're doing so amazing, and the best candidate is eventually going to win come Monday or Tuesday. The Electoral Commission will confirm the date for the election. So I'll start by asking Kotakui William Ruto. You talked of a 60% tuition policy.
Yeah.
And just to relate, over the years, we've had presidential candidates who have spoken previously about surcharge, convinced us that, this is possibly going to go away, which was achievable at that time, maybe. And then when they got into offices, they actually tried to have this surcharge erased, but in vain, right? So what makes you think you're going to be able to implement the 60% tuition policy? What are you going to do different that the other candidates did not do? And what do you think those candidates didn't do? And why do you think the surcharge policy was not removed?
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you, Madam Alice, again, for giving me an opportunity. Now, surcharge is not what we are talking about. If you note, surcharge is a policy which is operating in all universities, even some private universities, it operates. It is something, it's a policy that was put there so that people can be able to pay their dues, their tuition in time. Now, You have talked about some presidential candidates who came and told people they are going to remove it. You cannot remove a policy that is universal. It was operating everywhere. So, I'm not saying that I'm coming here to bring this, but the surcharge, why it was not removed, because it was everywhere. And the issue now where we may be to talk about surcharge, the question should be, why is it that in Busitema University we have one of the highest surcharge that people pay? So surcharge failed because it operates everywhere, and there is no way that we can do such a policy. The 60% tuition policy, this is a new policy that is being introduced. A case in point, in Makerere University, under the leadership of His Excellency Lubega Nsamba, he advocated for it because of the challenges that students were going through, the dropouts, the stress, the depression that is going through. And when he was able to negotiate for that policy with the top management, it was given the green lights. So what we are going to do, we are going to do like this. One, we are going to present cases of students who have been stressed because of this. And remember, this policy, it's the zero balance policy does not only affect the student. A case of point, someone may be having their tuition coming next week, and yet the exam is this week. Even if this person explains, the policy will say, we want zero balance. But this is what we want to do. We want to negotiate with the top management and tell them, hey, this policy can work in a way that when a student pays their 60% of their tuition, they are given an exam, and the 40% can be paid before maybe the next semester starts or in the course of the semester. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to negotiate. I'm going to present the number of students who have been denied exams to the management. The students who, like now, we have a cumulative over 50 students who have been expelled because of issues of forging. This will not be there. We are going to bring all the evidence of why students are stressed during that period of time. And on that point is where we are going to base now and negotiate with the management and say, can't we reduce this? So it is a new policy. It should not be mixed with surcharge. Surcharge is a universal whereby everyone pays, but the question about surcharge, why is it that for us, we pay the highest tuition policy? The 60% tuition policy is a new policy which is working. And you will note that Busitema University, in many times, we have been benchmarking. We have been bringing some policies from Makerere University. If Makerere University is having 60% tuition policy, why not Busitema University? We are all public universities. Chambogo is demanding for 60%. MUBS is demanding for 60%. And you're going to see Guru, Mbarara everywhere. So we are not exceptional. This is a new policy that is on board. And by the way, we have to appreciate the dynamics, the economic dynamics. You realize that things are not the way they used to be. Maybe at that time it was easy. So this is a new thing, and I want to request every student who is there, if you have an issue with tuition like me, if you have that struggling, this is the last bullet that we have. And the joy that we are going to have when we negotiate with top management, I know our administrators, they work in the interest of students. I don't think such a beautiful policy, which is working in a mighty university, can be chased away. So that is how we are going to handle that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Best of your luck.
Thank you.
As you execute that. Just in case you go through,
Amen.
wish you the very best in that. So, our next question will be directed to Daniel. You had very beautifully packaged points, but most of the things that you mentioned pointed to needed us to have a financial backup. So, Busitema University is a public university, and it is clear, it's public knowledge that there are limited resources for the university. So you talked of infrastructure, security, a lot of things that you'd like to do.
Mm.
So, with these limited resources, I do not know if you will take part in their allocation. I do not think there will be enough to facilitate all those dreams that you have in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have an interlude for a few minutes and then we shall be back. Thank you.
It's gone now.
What happened? Oh, wait.
It's gone.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, but you
But here first,
What
you have
dress?
to.
Okay.
we want to just balance light because when power goes, the light balance is somehow bad.
See, there's too much shadow at the back.
Oh.
And then, are you guys getting any...
And security concerns. The Guild President is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you, enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity,
No,
and
there's nothing.
improving...
People are just supporting their candidates.
Brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild President isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns. The Guild President is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you, enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild President isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns. The Guild President is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you, enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild President isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns. The Guild President is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you, enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections
Just one moment.
Welcome back from that short break. Busitema University decides 2025-2026. Thank you for the audience that has been with us all through. For those that have just joined us, here we are with the 3 presidential candidates for Busitema University that are vying for the topmost guild position of the university. We have Daniel Nuamanya, we have Onesmus Kamara, and so they've already introduced themselves, they've given us a brief background, they've given us their manifestos and a lot of things. Urging the online audience to as well ask their questions through our platforms. We have our YouTube channel, Busitema University Nagongera. Please ask those questions so that your candidates can be able to answer them. You can also ask on our X page. The handle is at BUElect. Those that are engaging us on TikTok, you can as well post down your questions. The account names are live at Busitema University. We also have BU Presidential Debate TikTok. Please, would like to hear from you. Just type down that question. We shall be able to read it out and ask your presidential candidates. So back to where we had been. We're engaging His Excellency Daniel Nuamanya. So Daniel, in your previous submission, you gave us really beautifully packaged ideas. But we must admit that all those ideas require some financing, which is quite a lot. And it's public knowledge that Busitema University is a public university, and we receive limited resources, limited funding. So how best are you going to lobby for more financing, and how are you going to do that? Do you have some ideas in mind, or do you feel that we can work within those limited resources and still achieve what we do not have yet as now? Please fill us in. The platform is yours.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you for that question, and I receive it with thanks. Thank you. Yeah, you're talking of the, maybe resource allocation in terms of funds is limited. But me, I say that small as it is, invest it wisely. Because the white man says that strive, start small, think wisely, reach a little further, invest wisely, visualize success, and expand big. Meaning that we don't need to be having billions of money here for us to put something on place that can be visible with our eyes. Even if we are getting, for example, every student here pays a guild fee of around 30,000 every year. That is the students' money, and it goes to the guild. And the guild is for students, by students, with students. Meaning that we as the students, we expect that money to be brought back to us in terms of projects. However much small it is, it can do something. It's better than nothing. For example, I was talking of different projects that can be put on place. And those projects can be put in place if there is what you call proper accountability and proper allocation of funds with fairness in action. So in that case, you realize that the guild makes a budget of more than 100 million. That budget is containing money of more than 100 M. Suppose there was a proper allocation of funds with fairness in action, whereby we can have Busitema University guild budget day after we have visited each and every campus, so that we find out the concerns in every campus. Maybe the concern that is in Nagongera may not be the same as the concern in Arapai, not the same as the Namasagari. But we want to do first things first, we improvise with the resources that we do what we have. So for that case, if there is a proper accountability, at least we can do something. If it's in terms of Wi-Fi expansion, we can do something. If it's improving the security in terms of lighting, small as it is, it's better than nothing. We can do something. If it is improving the welfare of students in terms of the place of convenience, we can improve a better level, because we are not yet where we want to be, but still we are not where we used to be. The struggle does what? Continues. Another thing is that if you have to look at the funds, how much they are limited, there is what you call mobilization of funds. Right now, Busitema University is in partnership with some companies, such as.
To interrupt you a bit, let me chip in a little. The money that we pay as students does not go to the university; it goes to URA.
Yes.
So the numbers that you have in mind might not be the actual numbers that are received. So my question directly points to how are you going to lobby for funding that is not necessarily from the government of Uganda to help facilitate this?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, right now, Busitema University is already in partnership with some companies. For example, Cyber School, it is there working in place already. We have MasterCard. So it's just a matter of lobbying for more, and we bring these companies, we bring them on board, we become like student leaders. We approach that, for example, Cyber School, it can help us, they can help us in service, like in terms of internet service provision. When you approach such companies and you sit on the table, you benchmark with them, they can help us in improving such services. If you benchmark with the MasterCard and very many other companies, they are willing to support us if and only if we have approached them with a request. So through that way, we shall be able to accumulate funds, and those funds will enrich our budget, and after reaching our budget, we shall have more projects being put in place. And we are working under the article which helps us in finance mobilization. That is Article 14. In that article, that is the Article 13, which helps us in finance mobilization, we as the students of Busitema University. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for that submission. Next, I would like to ask Onesmus Kamara, what projects do you have in mind that will help better the guild? What projects do you have in mind that will help better the guild? And how will you help foster unity in the guild? You spoke of a lot of clashing in the guild governments over the years. What are you going to do different from the other guild governments? The platform is yours.
Okay, thank you so very much, moderator. When we talk about the projects that are going to better the Students Guild, just like the way I have quoted in Article 4, Section 5, that grants me the opportunity as the guild president, that grants me a mandate in liaison with the administration to move outside there, reach out to government entities, reach out to non-government organizations, and present to them the effects and challenges that affect us as the Students Guild. In one way or the other, through these engagements, they can help us to outsource for opportunities, and we make a bigger resource budget from these people. We also have corporate companies outside there, and every company that we have outside there, it has what we call the corporate and social responsibilities, where different amounts of money are allocated for these activities. It is just a matter of having a partnership between the Students Guild of Busitema University, not necessarily the administration, the Students Guild of Busitema University with these companies. When I tell students that you send me to the boardroom to discuss a partnership deal for you, this is what we talk about. This is what we are meaning. Because we need these projects to happen. We have seen the guild, the 1 billion business park of the Students Guild, but it is totally failing because we have failed to lobby for resources. We are not engaging fully to make sure that these resources come in to the students. But then when we look at these issues of trying to lobby for resources outside there to come and impact in our business park that we are having here, to come and invest the more in our business park, then it can help us produce a very nice project for us as students. We have seen the business of canteens. When I try to look at that very issue, I come to understand that in the first place, its major point of being brought in was to help to facilitate the guild activities that might not be facilitated by the resource budget that we are given. We all understand that we contribute close to 300 million, but what is given to the guild after the deductions from URA, what is allocated to us is 100 million and more so less. But at some point, you also realize that almost 80% of this money that is allocated to the guild, it goes into paying allowances of the guild leaders that we are having. And how much do they earn? 10,000 every month. So by the end of the day, you realize that the amount of money that will remain with to handle guild projects and some of the activities, it is far away less. And the only way that we can stand is through partnerships and making sure that we try to outsource more opportunities for students and more opportunities for the guild to work effectively well.
Do you have some partners in mind?
Yeah, sure. We have
Just mention two.
Yeah, we have Centenary Bank. It is there and it is very open to us. I can also make partnerships with the Office of the Speaker, that is the Parliament of Uganda, and it can be perfectly working for us.
Have some connections.
Surely. Not in that line, but still, this is a public university, and the office of the guild president, I treat it as a national office, and we can access any office without the effects of maybe who knows you and who does what whatsoever. But because it is a national office and it serves the interests of the students and the citizens of Uganda, then they have to give us the attention. Then when we look at the other second question that you are asking me about the clashes within the students guild, I can able tell the students of Busitema University that we don't need to always inherit the challenges that we get from behind. Because me, what I believe in is that every 2 steps that I make forward, I make 1 backward. But by the end of the day, I still have that 1 step forward. So I have to keep moving. Why do I have to inherit the political wrangles that we had previously? Yet, we are now trying to look at the issues of how we can best try to serve the students of Busitema University. That's why I'm saying we are having a lot of issues within the Students Guild because we are having a clashing point of reality and the expectation from us, the student leaders that we have. By the end of the day, once the expectations are not matched, those are the wrangles that we normally listen to. But then I also advise the students outside there who are vying for these various positions, they have to limit their expectations because we come with a lot of expectations, but then we are disappointed. You find that every now and then this one wants to pull the other one, this one wants to pull the other one, whatever comes in, because our expectations are always too high. And it also gives us a challenge as we are discussing.
Thank you very much. And as must allow me cut you short at that point. I'd like to come back to William Ruto. Yes. What do you think is the biggest challenge the guild is facing right now, and how do you think you'll tackle it?
Yeah, thank you very much. The biggest challenge that the guild is facing now is budgeting and inclusivity of student leaders. I've been in the previous guild, but the challenge we are having is that we know very well that a guild should have a budget that every student should have to know about. They should know what they expect to do. Like we have 100 million, we have this and this and this, and it should trickle down to the common student so that they know that in such and such a time, this is what we are going to have. But if you ask about the budgeting, you ask where is the budget, the common student doesn't even know what we are supposed to do. So how am I going to do that? I had a suggestion that if the guild, because you find out that we have only a limited time in office, and most times, many things, they are not done. What if the guild we come up with maybe a 5-year development plan so that we know that in 5 years, this is what we want our guild to have. That every guild president, as they come with their ambitions, but this is what they have to follow. But right now what happens, every person that comes with their budget, they are not trickling down. And students need accountability. What we have to do now, we have those CGRCs at campuses. You find that I've been there and we have been demanding.
Try to mention all that in a minute.
Yeah, I've been demanding at my campus that where is our budget as Mbale and which activities we are going to do. But all the powers are limited up. So what we want to do, if we have 100 million, the guild activities, let's say that Mbale has this, Nagongera has this, let them identify their local activities and be given that little money that they can plan for them. Not these things being held at some office that even the lowest guild cannot be able to do that. So once I'm given chance, I'm going to make sure that we decentralize that. 100 million should be given according to the population of campuses, and each CGRC should be able to budget for their activities.
Okay, thank you. Maybe to chip in a little food for thought. You talked of a 5-year plan, but priorities change over the years.
Yes.
And your term is strictly 1 year.
Yes.
So
8
you may
months
not
actually.
be in position to dictate what happens in the other terms.
No, but it can be a guide, not like it is supposed to be done, but at least if you know that this is, like now, someone was talking about the Guild Park. At least every person who comes should know that this is what we have to do. Because if we don't do that, then we shall be misguided. It's just like a campus whereby we have to know that at least in 10 years, our guild should have this. So it's just a guide, but not a dictation that this is supposed to be done.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. Once again, our online audience, thank you so much for joining us as Busitema decides 2025-2026. By now, you should have decided deep down in your heart who best deserves your vote amongst the 3 candidates. And my prayer is, may the best candidate win. So we've had these presidential hopefuls on this platform, and all I can say is, may you shine with all your light. May the right candidate win for the better of the Busitema University. So right now I'd like to open, trying to get engagements on my X, on the YouTube channel, and I'm not getting any. I do not know why. So I'd like to open a line. Maybe we could have some online callers. On this number 0787 846420. 0787 846420. It's open. You could just call and ask a question. You could direct it to a particular candidate right after this round. So I have a question for Daniel. If you were not participating as a presidential candidate, whom would you vote for? Whom would you vote for? And why?
Okay. Thank you for that beautiful question. And it is a very nice one. Okay, if I was not participating as a guild candidate right now, I believe that still I wouldn't have gotten a candidate to vote for, because I believe that here I'm the best candidate. So there's no one who will take my mandate. It is me who is the best candidate at this moment of time. Thank you very much, madam.
Okay, we have a caller here. I'm going to put them. Please introduce yourself. You could just tell us your name and then ask the question. Oh, they went off. Maybe I could just call them back. Yes, please. You could just introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Akubwa Semeo.
Yes,
I'm
please.
Akubwa Semeo, a student from Nagongera.
Yes, please.
Yeah, my question goes and asks, if the 3 of the candidates, if 2 of them fails, what's their next step? Is one going to come for guild speaker, or they are going, or if appointed, they will accept to work under the colleague? Thank you.
Whom would you like to answer this question?
All of the 3.
No, just pick one.
Okay, you give direct to Kotaki.
To Kotaki. Kotaki, please answer that question. If any of the other candidates does not go through. Okay, let's put it this way. If you do not go through, what is your next step? Would you contest as guild speaker? Would you want to be appointed in any of these governments? Or what would be your next step?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Now, I came for the position of guild president. And in my heart, I believe that I can win this. So if maybe, which I don't want to assume, if I'm not given chance, which I know it may not happen, I don't think I'll be able to come for the guild speaker, because the intentions that I have, like we have all been presenting, and all of us, we have different ways of how things will be working out. Like someone said that he has been contentious, maybe because people have different opinions on how things are. So my next step, if students maybe don't give me the mandate, I would sit back and be served, because I came for guild president. I didn't come for speaker. I didn't come for minister. I came for guild president. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like you to erase that statement. I would sit back. No, you'd still serve.
No,
just as a leader without a name.
Yeah, okay, maybe I brought it back, but like I would not contest for any of
Active
either minister
position.
or what. Yeah, because I believe that the ideas I have, they say that if you want something to be done best, you have to do it yourself.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. We have another call. From outgoing guild president. Yes, Mr. President, you could ask your question.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Alice, and thank you so much, all the candidates that are there and the students of this great institution. I want to thank you for the activity that is going on. Now, I want to just ask one question across all the candidates that are there. How best will you make sure that the organs of the guild are functional and are meeting up their constitutional roles, starting from the Intercampus Guild Representative Council, the Institutional Guild Representative Council, and the Campus Guild Representative Council, given the small resource basket? Thank you, and regards to all the students of Busitema.
Mervyn, I would request you to kindly pardon the question.
How best can you make sure that the organs of the guild, starting from the Intercampus Guild Representative Council, the Institutional Guild Representative Council, and the Campus Guild Representative Council, are effective given the small resource basket that you will be having?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
So,
you.
in just a minute, I'd like you to respond. I'll start with Cameron Ismas.
Thank you so very much, moderator. And the question from His Excellency Emeritus Kwemboi Mervyn about the issue of the function of the guild structures given the limited resource budget that we are having. When I try to analyze the situation that we are having a section of the GRC, then the section of the CGRC. When you look at the issues as far as empowerment is concerned, it is far away demeaning.
Or let's take a short break in a minute and we shall be back.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild President isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild President is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild President isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild President is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University Guild elections are here. But why should you care? The Guild President isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns? The Guild President is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawori, and BUTV.
BU decides 2025-2026 who becomes Busitema University's next guild president. You're most welcome back. So, before we went for our break, the guild president emeritus had issued a question that I believe everyone had noted. So in 30 seconds, please, 30 seconds strictly, let's have all of you present your answer to that. Maybe for purposes of context, the question was, how are you going to allocate the finances of the guild between the CGRC and the ICGRC, right? So we shall start with you, Ruto, in 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, about that, even the national budget, they allocate funds according to populations and according to how big or small the regions are. So it is simple to make it effective, and yet the money is small. Let's decentralize the allocation of money. Give Mbale campus its money, give Namasagali, give what? And then the top management or the top guild monitor them. But if that one is not done, that even an allowance of 10,000 is supposed to be paid by the Minister of Finance. That's where the issue is. To empower that, just make sure, divide the budget, give them, and for you, demand for reports. Okay. Everyone will be at
Let's hear from Onesmus.
Yeah.
What idea do you have?
Okay, thank you so much. About the issue of functioning of these guild structures, we have had a variation as far as allocation of, I may call it allowances or motivation to these members of the Guild Representative Council is concerned. When you look at what the minister gets, look at what the resident campus commissioner gets, and look at what the secretary of a certain department is getting, that variation is the one that is bringing in a lot of issues. The work that is done by the ICGRC compared to the work that is done by executive, vis-a-vis what they get by the end of the day, is where the issue is. Because we are looking at 120 for ministers, 80,000 for RCCs, and 10,000 for the members of the CGRC, except the RCC. So when you look at these variations, that's why we have issues. But then we are saying, as the 16th Guild government, we are going to strike a balance and we see how best can we reduce this gap. Let everyone be equally empowered, let everyone be equally motivated, or else let the variation be reduced. Let that gap be reduced. In that sense, it will help us to make these people motivated and they work for the students that they are leading. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So doesn't that affect the rest of the budget if we are striking a balance to up the finances of the guild, or you're going to downscale them? That's a food for thought. You don't have to answer that. Let's go to Daniel. Can they give us your submission?
All right. Thank you very much, Madam, and also His Excellency Emeritus for that question. Like, for us to promote unity among the guild and also promoting the effectiveness of different organs, we need what you call effective information flow. For these organs to operate and they work according to the demands from the students, we need what you call information flow. And how it should be done? First and foremost, on the time of entering office, we need orientation first. Let the leaders in different organs be oriented. Let them be told what they are supposed to do and their limits. So that in doing so, by the time you enter the office, you know that for you are supposed to play this part, you play this role, we work as a team. When you work as a team, together everyone achieves more. And after there, we should be conducting meetings. Let there be meetings.
Okay, maybe to chip in a bit again, could you please go direct to the question? Just give us the answer. How are you going to strike a balance in these finances between the GRC and the ICGRC?
All right. Thank you very much.
Finances.
In conducting meetings with these leaders of ICGRC and the GRCs, we shall develop what we call a proper accountability with fairness in action. Okay. When there is accountability and we are distributing funds using the limited resources that we are having, it brings in fairness in action. And if there is that equality, I'm sure that if there is equality...
So you'd be advocating for equal pay?
Not like equal pay. People will be paid according to the service that you are delivering.
Okay, thank you. Let's cut you short at that. Let's receive one more caller. This person has been calling so much, so let's hear from them. Maybe you have to extend your background. Is so noisy. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Student of Nagongera campus.
Yes, please.
I have a question. It goes to Kotaki.
Please go ahead.
We are talking about the 60% issue. We see it as a probability issue. If it goes through as a good president, if it fails, what is his next step?
If the 60% tuition policy does not go through?
We are doing 60% as a probability issue.
Yes.
So the social issue that they promise to work upon. But the 60% we are seeing it as a probability issue. If it fails, what is the next step?
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe you should note that question down. There is another person that was calling. I'll try to call them back and maybe they'll make their submission as well. So in the meantime, our time is fast spent. Just as our candidates will answer these questions, we shall need them to make their conclusive remarks. Okay, we lost this caller, so we can proceed. So Kotaki, that's the question that you have. In a minute, please. Could you respond?
Thank you very much, my brother, for that question. The brother is saying it is a probability issue. How can it be a probability when it is working in the mighty university in this Uganda? So it's just about how are we going to present it before the top management. So I believe that with the evidence we have of the pain the tuition policy that we have now causes on students, it cannot fail because it is already working. So it's not probability. We are going to provide evidence of what this zero balance policy has caused. And I'm very sure that since our top management works for the best interest of students, this policy cannot fail. So it is not probability.
Okay, this brings me to another question that has been asked.
Yes.
If we have the 60% tuition policy,
yes,
doesn't that affect or close negotiations for students that will not make it to that 60%?
No, it doesn't, because what we are trying to do, because we have to know that the university has to run, and the university runs on the funds that we pay. So it does not close the negotiations, because before then, the negotiations have not been there. But we want to strike a balance, that we don't want to make the university again go in debts. So 60% is fair enough.
So this policy is just for those that raise the 60%?
Yeah, it is, because we want to make sure, because the challenge which has been now is people cannot get 100%. So we want to reduce it down. So it is not closing any doors.
Let's get this caller.
Yes.
And maybe this is going to be our last caller.
Okay.
This is going to be our last. Could you please pick up quickly? Yes, please.
Hello.
Hello, we can get you. Your name, please. Okay, I think we lost them. So, I have another question that goes to Daniel. Daniel, what would you do for students that who are not in position to completely pay off their tuition fees? What would you do for them? Do you also have a policy that you have in mind?
Yeah. Thank you very much, madam.
In a minute, please.
Yes. Thank you very much, madam, for that question. And me usually say that a policy is like a guideline under which an organization usually is like running. And you realize that the 100% tuition policy has been here since this Busitema University started. But we are looking at if we are going to push for a given percentage of the policy, it might take some good years or it's also an improbability. But suppose it does not work. Me, myself, I'm saying that even if a student has not paid tuition fully as expected, and even some others have been paying tuition but find that he's having a surcharge of 50,000, even 25,000, but that person is denied a paper even after paying 100% tuition. But with a surcharge of 25,000, you will not be able to access an examination card, and for that matter, therefore, you are considered a fees defaulter. What should we do for such students? Me, I believe in collaboration, negotiation, and advocacy. We are looking ahead of how we can work hand in hand with the faculty admins, that is the faculty, that's the dean of students with the AR and the top management, on how we can generate what you call permission sheets. We find out if it's like 2 weeks time or 1 week exams. We generate the list of students who may not be able to pay fees in time before exams begin, and then we negotiate with the faculty leaders, that's the dean and the top management, and we get for them what you call permission sheets. So they do exams on probation, but maybe they may not be able to access their results in time until they have done what? They have paid fully. In doing so, it's going to help us just even in 8 months of service. There is no student who will be able to miss a paper just because of a surcharge on the portal or not paying fully. But by the time you come back for next semester or in the middle of another semester, you can able to clear your tuition and you access your results. So I say that when given a mandate, that thing of having the examination sheets and permission sheets being generated, it must be made official, working hand in hand with the top administrators. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So this question goes to Kamara Onesmas. How will you solve the issue of the guild president or is fighting with the guild speaker? And how will you deal with corruption in the guild? This question is from Akubwa Semio from Nagongera campus. You've been in the guild government, so in a minute, please.
Thank you so very much for that wonderful question from Mr. Semeo. How do we actively engage the student leaders to make sure that we avoid the wrangles that come within the students' guild? That is where I'm bringing in an issue of reality versus expectations that we normally get. As a guild president, you preside over the guild house as one of your roles, and you have to make sure that you keep all these members that you have in harmony, and they need to keep working together. And that's why I'm saying that for me, I embrace the power of dialogue and sitting down with these guild leaders that we are having, or the guild leaders that are having wrangles, to come up to a common understanding, and they appreciate the fact that they need to work for students.
What do you think is the main cause of this fight between the guild president and the guild speaker?
Conflict of interest. That is the biggest challenge that we normally have. And actually, if we are to come to realize how they have been coming, they normally come after the issue of leadership training. The issues of accountability of leadership training, that's where we normally have those issues. Okay, so there is a lot of conflict of interest. Then about he also asked about the issue of corruption. Kamara Onesmas is the member of the Rukunjiri Anti-Corruption Coalition, where we advocate for issues of corruption, and possibly we also come to engage the youth as far as corruption scandals are concerned. I'm not very new into discussing matters concerning corruption. We also even represented the University of Recent at the Tororo Anti-Corruption Coalition, where I was chosen among the panelists who are there. So it is not something very new to me that I cannot handle issues of corruption, because I also believe that integrity and transparency is one of the key aspects that any leader should have. I also believe that trust is something that is very easy to get, but once you lose it, it is something very difficult to regain. So we are saying integrity and transparency of Kamara Onesmas cannot be compromised. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, our time is fast spent, and we are getting into the conclusive remarks of these presidential hopefuls of Busitema University. So, I'd like each candidate to take strictly 2 minutes to further convince and make one final remark to the voters, to the electorate, that is the Busitema University fraternity, and to the rest of the people joining us on the online audience. In strictly 2 minutes each. Please present your views in no particular order. Who would like to start? Okay, I'll start with Ruto.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving us audience. This is Kotaki William from Ballet Campus. I want to call upon all students. Most especially those who are struggling with tuition, that this is our time. It is not a probability that this thing cannot work. The 60% can work because we have evidence that it is working in the mighty Makerere University. I want to ask of you all that let's embrace this. Vote for Kotaki William, and we bring the joy not only to students but even to our parents, because they are going to be relieved from that pain. And I want to assure you that the stress, the depression, and all the issues that come during that rush hour will be done. So I kindly request you, come Monday, 31st, go to that ballot very early in the morning at 8 a.m. Look for Kotaki William, the only able candidate that can help and bring joy not only to us students but to all our parents, and I'll be able to deliver to all things that I promised. Thank you very much. May the good Lord bless you and have a good night.
Maybe you can close this with your slogan. What do you use for your campaign?
Our slogan is building solidarity in diversity. We are 7 campuses, and if we come back together, if we work together in solidarity, we can achieve this. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Onesmus Kamara, please, the platform is yours.
Thank you so much. Once again, this is Kamara Onesmus, the student leader, Busitema University. Probably once we interact with students of Busitema University, we come to let you know that we are very much willing, we are very bold and articulate enough to represent the interest of the students of Busitema University. And we need to sit down and we pay keen interest in what is going to happen in the next guild government. I normally ask students, yes, we talk about issues of tuition policies, we talk about any other related policies, but how do we do the fact checking to see how the implementation of these policies is going to work? Is there a student of Busitema University who has been briefed on how we are going to calculate this percentage? Do you know what the percentage really means to you as a student of Busitema University? Do we have any other alternatives that we are bringing in? And that's what the New Bold Students Movement is looking at. And I also pose a question to the students of Busitema University who are watching us outside there. What makes you think that the tap water in the kitchen is more safe than the tap water that comes from the toilet? That is a question that you need to ask yourself before you cast a vote, come 31st, come Monday. We are saying, let us build equal potentials for all the students of Busitema University, and that is none other than trusting the New Bold Students Movement, whose vision bearer is Kamara Onesmus, the student leader. Thank you so very much.
Okay. Best of luck, the student leader. So, and to you, Daniel, but as you make your conclusive remarks, there is a question that you should maybe include, that you should answer as you proceed to the next of your conclusive remarks. It goes, Daniel, you have never been in the guild government.
Yes.
So you have no experience. What makes you think you can perform well in that position? So maybe you could just answer that and dive into your conclusive remarks.
All right. Thank you very much for that question, and I receive it with thanks. Yeah, it is true, I've not been serving in the guild government, but I've been serving students. For you to offer a service, it doesn't mean you should be having an office. You can offer a service even without an office. And another reminder is that when you're going to buy a hoe to be used for digging, and for you to get the best hoe, should you buy an old hoe because it's been used for digging? You buy a new hoe which has never been in the field to dig, but you find it's digging what? Best. So for that matter, therefore, though I have not been in this guild, but I believe I'm the best person and I will serve with integrity. So we are more than capable than we think. So thank you very much for that. As I proceed, I think I've answered you.
Yes.
As I proceed, I want to tell fellow students that when you open in Proverbs 29:2, it tells us that when the righteous man leads or is in power, people will rejoice. But when the wicked man rules, people will cry. Fellow students, I tell you this. There is sunshine after rain. Don't be discouraged. We are the biggest shareholders, we are the biggest stakeholders of this university, and for that matter, therefore, we are the agents of change. It is true, we are not where we used to be, and we are not yet where we want to be. But we can begin from now. You can't go back to make a brand new start, but you can begin from now and make a brand new end. What does it mean, friends? I am here, I'm aspiring for the post of the guild president. Just I want to be a student leader. I want our voices to be amplified. We have not been heard. Students, let's be heard. The time is now. It's either now or never. Don't be deceived. Don't be discouraged. I remain Wamanya Daniel, for students, by students, with students. And your voice, my action. Come Monday, choose Wamanya Daniel, the student's choice. I love you all. Have a blessed night.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's really been an engaging and very, very fruitful discussion we've had with our presidential candidates tonight. And the prayer is one. May the best candidate win. And whosoever wins, one thing is for sure. All of you have won. You've won our hearts in this debate. So, we shall get some remarks from the EC chairperson in conclusion. He'll give us a guide because it is public knowledge that this is the very, very first e-voting that Busitema University is holding. So maybe for purposes of filling in the other colleagues that may not be having the whole idea of how the e-voting is going to go on. So we shall have the EC chair who is going to give us briefly in the remaining 2 to 3 minutes. Otherwise, it's been a wonderful evening. It's been nice having you on the show. I remain Iramu Alice Elizabeth. It's been nice to have you as a moderator. Thank you. So as we wait for the EC chair, there is a question that comes in here that, and I think all the candidates can answer as we buy time. How are you likely to handle intimidation and threats from the administration while trying your best to negotiate sensitive concerns, which tend to press the administration as a way of protecting their academic integrity? Yes, William, maybe you should answer that first.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, how are we going to handle intimidation?
Yes.
Intimidation comes when you don't have facts. And two, if you act in a way that you're not wise. I believe that the administrators that we have, I still say, they work in the best interest of students. Why things fail is because a student leader wants to run over the office of the administrator. So the simple thing is, let's have facts about the issue and let's make sure that we present it in the best way that they can understand that you are not against them. And that one will solve.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Kamara, in the event that we have all the facts, in just one sentence, in the event that we have all the facts but you still face intimidation, what would you do? In just one sentence.
As a student leader, you are not an administrator, but still Article 3 of the Guild Constitution provides for everything. The purpose of the Guild is to seek, promote, and protect the interests and the rights of its members. Thank you so very much.
Okay, Daniel, how would you answer that question? How would you face the intimidation from the administration?
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, for the case of intimidation, it depends. It comes on depending on the way of approach and what are you advocating for, and on which criteria are you using like advocate for such an issue. So when it comes to intimidation, first and foremost, the guild is for students, meaning you are supposed to serve students. And as my slogan says, your voice, my action, meaning that the student's voice is my action. So for that matter, therefore, for us, we are there to plead as long as it is the student right and it's the student need. We are there to advocate for what is right.
Okay, thank you. It's been such a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. Good evening to you all. So before we close, we have our EC chairperson. EC chairperson would like you briefly in a minute or two to tell us how the voting process is going to go.
Okay, thank you very much.
Maybe you could start by introducing yourself for those that do not know you.
All right, my name is Busitema Edgar. I am a Year 4 student pursuing excellence in bachelor's in agriculture mechanization and irrigation engineering, and I am the chairperson of the commission. About the voting, according to our roadmap, voting is supposed to happen on Monday, that is the 31st of March. But we anticipate that it might be Eid, right?
Yeah, some of us might be eating pilau.
Yeah, like that. So, in case of that, we shall be voting on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in case it is on Monday, we shall be voting on Tuesday.
Exactly.
So, is the entire electorate aware of the process, the voting process?
Yeah, my team is on ground and we are doing our best.
Okay.
Yesterday we held a Zoom that was about sensitization on how to use the system, and I think students are coping up with it.
Okay.
By Monday we are going to have good things to do.
Okay, considering this is the first of its kind for Busitema University, what challenges are you anticipating ahead and how are you planning to tackle them?
Of course, I've had various complaints. First of all, people having no open air campaigns already.
Okay.
People are furious and they think maybe the system can be corrupted, but the system is secure.
Okay.
And also it's efficient because we tried using it already. We tested it and it is perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
So people should not be worried that their votes are going to be rigged or something?
Everything is perfect.
Okay.
Everything will be okay. I assure them that.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other remarks for the voters?
For those of you that have not activated your accounts, I urge you to go to your vice chairpersons wherever you are and you work on that, because you will not vote if you're not activated.
Okay.
Yes.
So
we have added one more day that is up tomorrow. So by the end of tomorrow, there will be no more activation. So whoever is there and he has not activated themselves as chairperson, and they will put into the system.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been such a very, very wonderful evening. And the onus is on you. The mantle goes back to you. You're the people that decide who becomes Busitema University's next guild president. A good evening and a good night. Thank you.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University guild elections are here. But why should you care? The guild president isn't just a title, it's a responsibility. Remember those student protests over tuition surcharges, power outages, and security concerns. The guild president is your voice in those critical moments. This year's debate is all about the issues that matter to you: enhancing academic life, fostering inclusivity, and improving campus facilities.
This broadcast is brought to you by 5 Star Tech Solutions, the Rotaract Club of Busitema University Samawori, and BUTV.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Busitema University guild elections are here. But why should you care?